You're on the edge of a breakthrough, but there's one thing standing between you and the abundance you've been dreaming of. What if I told you that the universe isn't waiting for you to earn your wealth, but instead it's waiting for you to change one thing: your inner state? The key to manifesting the life you desire lies in understanding the subtle signs that show up when you're truly ready to receive. Stick with me, and I'll show you exactly how to recognize them and unlock your abundance. Ready to transform your reality? Let's dive in. Imagine for a moment that everything you've ever wanted is already here: money, success, happiness. How would you feel? Most people struggle because they look outside themselves, waiting for the world to change before they can feel abundant. But the truth is, the shift you seek begins within. The way you perceive your world, how you experience every moment, is entirely determined by your consciousness. When you understand that abundance is not something you earn or chase, but something you tap into by changing your state of being, everything shifts. The world around you can only mirror what's happening inside you. If you feel lack, then lack is what you'll experience. But when you shift your consciousness to assume abundance, the outer world must follow. It's the law. The most powerful transformation occurs when you stop waiting for things to happen and start living as if they've already happened. That's when you enter a different state of being. You no longer ask for what you need. Instead, you become someone who already has it. The key isn't wishing, it's knowing. Knowing that you are already abundant, even before any physical evidence shows up. This shift isn't something that happens overnight. It's not about forcing yourself into a new belief, it's about aligning with the truth of who you are. It's not about positive thinking or pretending. It's about fully assuming the feeling of already having what you desire. You don't need to see the world change first. You live from the end, from the state where everything you desire is already yours. So how do you make this change? It starts with your inner world, your thoughts, your feelings, and your assumptions. The moment you feel what it would be like to already have what you desire, you enter the state of abundance. Your inner reality becomes so powerful that the outer reality must reflect it. It becomes impossible for anything else to show up but what you have assumed. The mind and consciousness are incredibly powerful tools. The thoughts you choose to entertain, the feelings you cultivate, and the assumptions you hold create the world you live in. When you align your thoughts with your new state of abundance, you start to think differently. Your thoughts are no longer about how you can get what you want, but about how you can enjoy the abundance that's already yours. Once you master this inner transformation, the external world has no choice but to catch up. The key is not to manipulate the outside world, but to change the way you relate to it. You will no longer be waiting for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or the perfect set of circumstances. The moment you shift inside, your world shifts with you. Most people live their lives hoping for a change, waiting for something outside of themselves to shift before they can believe their desires are within reach. But there's a massive difference between hoping for something to happen and knowing that it already has. If you're still hoping, you're not yet living in the reality you want to create. You're still stuck in a future that never comes. Hope keeps you distant from what you want, always looking forward to something, but never truly living in it. It's a feeling that says, maybe, one day, I'll have it. But when you make the shift from hope to knowing, everything changes. You stop looking for signs in the physical world, waiting for proof that your dreams are on the way. Instead, you begin to feel the certainty that it's already yours, that it's already done. Knowing is the state where you no longer ask for permission. You've claimed what's yours. When you know something, you don't need to check for signs, constantly questioning if it's coming. You simply feel it as a present reality. It's a subtle shift, but it's powerful. It's the difference between living in the future, always dreaming about what might happen, and living in the present, grounded in the fact that your desire has already manifested in your consciousness. The moment you stop hoping and start knowing, you've stepped into the reality where your dreams are already fulfilled. You don't need external confirmation anymore, because your internal world has already shifted. Hope leaves you in the realm of, I don't have it yet. But knowing says, I have it now, and I'm living in the fullness of it. It's tempting to cling to hope, to hold on to that distant belief that one day things will get better, but hope often comes from a place of lack. It's the acknowledgement that something is missing and that the future holds the solution. When you know, however, you've already moved beyond that. You don't look for solutions. You embody the solution. The key here is understanding that the shift doesn't happen when the outside world changes. It happens when your inner state changes first. Imagine living every day as if your desire has already been fulfilled. Not just in your thoughts but in your feelings, your actions, your very state of being. When you operate from this space, there's no need to wait, no need to hope. You move forward with unwavering confidence, knowing that what you've assumed will manifest in due time. So, stop waiting for the right moment. You've already created it. Now, live as though you've already received what you desire. There's a power in stillness, a quiet certainty that settles deep within you when you truly shift your consciousness. It's a peace that doesn't depend on the outside world. No circumstances, no situations, and no people can disturb it. When abundance is near, you'll recognize this peace. It's not just the absence of stress, but an unshakable calm, a deep knowing that all is well, even when the outer world hasn't changed yet. This inner stillness is not passive. It's not waiting for things to happen. It's the energy of someone who has already received what they desire. You no longer feel the need to grasp, to chase, or to worry. It's the feeling of everything being as it should be, exactly how you imagined it would be, even before the physical manifestation appears. When you reach this state, your outer world must eventually match it because it cannot remain out of alignment for long. What most people fail to realize is that this peace, this sense of already having what you desire, is the true sign that abundance is on its way. You see, it's not the circumstances that create this peace, it's the consciousness you hold. The world around you may still reflect lack, but when you feel peaceful and abundant within, you are no longer waiting for things to change. You know they will, because your inner state has already shifted to match the reality you wish to experience. The peace you feel in this state is different from anything you've ever known. It's not something that fades away when problems arise. It's not a temporary feeling that comes and goes. It's an enduring knowing that you are where you need to be, and that everything is working out exactly as it should. You are no longer searching for evidence, because the feeling of peace itself is the proof. You are aligned with your desire in a way that guarantees it must manifest. This stillness is a sign of trust. It's the understanding that you don't need to control the outcome, because you are in control of the inner state that brings that outcome to you. The outer world follows your inner world, not the other way around. When you no longer need to convince yourself or others that your desires are coming, you've truly entered the state of peace. It's no longer a question of if but when. This is the key, a living from a place of certainty and peace. When you feel this deep inner calm, it's a clear indicator that your manifestation is already unfolding. The peace you experience now is a sign that everything is already happening, and that your desire is, without a doubt, on its way to you. How often do you catch yourself rehearsing the same thoughts over and over? The conversations you have with yourself, even when you think no one is listening, are shaping your world more than you realize. The mind is like a powerful magnet that attracts the reality you constantly think about. If your inner dialogue is rooted in scarcity, you're unintentionally drawing more of it into your life. But what if you could flip the script? Imagine for a moment that you've already achieved everything you desire: wealth, success, peace of mind. How would you talk to yourself? What would your inner conversations sound like if you were living from a place of abundance? When your mind is consumed with thoughts of lack, it's impossible to manifest the reality you want. But the minute you shift your thoughts to match the life you desire, the energy around you starts to change. And here's the key: your internal conversation must align with that vision. You see, mental conversations are not just idle thoughts. They're affirmations in their purest form. Every time you think, you're affirming something about yourself and your life. When your mind constantly runs through scenarios of, I can't afford this, or this is too hard, you're reinforcing a state of lack. Your world will reflect that belief back to you in ways you may not even recognize: missed opportunities, unnecessary struggles, and constant setbacks. The power lies in being aware of what you're feeding your mind. Start paying attention to the small things. When you're faced with an obstacle, how do you respond inside your own head? Is your first thought one of fear and doubt, or do you confidently remind yourself of your ability to handle whatever comes your way? These mental conversations determine whether you're living from a place of abundance or lack. The more you begin to speak to yourself from the standpoint of already having what you desire, the more your life will begin to mirror that. Here's the secret: changing your inner speech is easier than it seems. It doesn't require hours of meditation or visualization. It simply takes a shift in awareness and a consistent effort to reprogram your thoughts. Whenever you catch yourself thinking thoughts of limitation, gently replace them with empowering thoughts of abundance. It's like planting seeds in your mind. Each positive thought you nurture grows into the reality you seek. So, take a moment right now. Notice what you're saying to yourself. Is it time to switch gears and start speaking from the state of abundance you're meant to live in? Because once your inner conversations change, everything else follows. The world outside will have no choice but to reflect the abundance you've already assumed within. You're putting in the work, visualizing, affirming, and doing everything you can think of to manifest your desires. But something's still not clicking, right? The reason is simple: you're too focused on the how. The minute you start obsessing over the details of how your desires will come to you, you block the very flow that could bring them to your life. Let me explain why letting go of the how is your key to freedom. When you cling to the how, you limit the infinite possibilities of how your desires can unfold. You're saying, it must happen this way, and in doing so, you restrict the flow of the universe. Your mind is trying to control the process, and that's where the struggle begins. The truth is, the universe works in mysterious ways, and your consciousness is far more creative and intelligent than your limited thinking can comprehend. It knows the perfect way to bring your desires to life, but only if you stop trying to micromanage it. Think about it. How many times have you caught yourself stressing over the how? Maybe it's thinking about how you'll come up with the money, where the opportunity will come from, or who you need to meet to make it happen. This constant focus on the how makes your desire feel distant. You're putting it in the future as something that still needs to be figured out, and in doing so, you disconnect from the present moment where your power lies. Instead, what if you let go of that need for control and simply focused on how it would feel to already have what you desire? The feeling of having it right now, in this moment. That is where the magic happens. Once you can live in that feeling, everything else falls into place. You'll start to notice shifts in your behavior, your actions will become inspired, and opportunities will reveal themselves in ways that make perfect sense. The truth is, the how doesn't matter. Once you assume the state of already having, the universe will arrange everything else. You don't need to figure out the details or fret over the steps. Your job is to feel the reality of your desire now, to rest in that knowing. And when you do that, everything will come to you in its perfect form, unexpected, yet exactly what you needed. Your consciousness is the key to it all. Trust that when you focus on the feeling of already having, your world will begin to shift. Don't waste your energy worrying about how it's going to happen. Just know that it's already done. When you let go of the how, you finally make room for the universe to deliver your desire in a way that's more aligned with your highest good than you could ever have imagined. Imagine, for a moment, that you already have everything you desire. The wealth, the success, the peace, it's all yours right now. How would you feel? Would you feel relief, security, joy, or freedom? This simple but powerful shift in consciousness is the key to manifesting your desires effortlessly. It's not about hoping for things to change or waiting for the right moment. It's about claiming your desires as if they're already here. Before you go to sleep tonight, take a few minutes to revise your day. This is a practice that can completely transform the way you experience reality. As you reflect on the events of the day, don't simply relive them as they happened. Instead, change the narrative in your mind. If you encountered a situation that felt limiting, rewrite it as if it went the way you wanted. Imagine your bank account showing a healthy balance instead of being empty. Picture yourself easily paying your bills without a second thought. The goal isn't to deny reality, it's to impress a new, abundant reality onto your subconscious mind before you sleep. Your subconscious absorbs what you feel as true in these moments, and that's what shapes your tomorrow. But it's not just about doing this practice once or twice. To truly see change, it must become a habit. Every night, before you drift off to sleep, take a few minutes to revise your day and feel the shift. It's this repetition, this constant immersion in the feeling of abundance, that will begin to alter your experience. In doing this, you align yourself with the version of reality you want to live in, and your outer world can't help but follow suit. During the day, whenever doubt or worry creeps in, stop and ask yourself one simple question. If my desire were already fulfilled, how would I feel right now? Don't just think about the answer, feel it. Allow that feeling to wash over you, even if your outer circumstances haven't changed yet. The key here is to generate that feeling of fulfillment in the present moment. This is not about waiting for something to change. It's about shifting your inner state to match the abundance that's already yours. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Soon, you won't need to remind yourself to feel abundant. It will become your default state. And from that place, everything will start to fall into place effortlessly. You will no longer feel the need to force things, to figure out the how, or to seek external validation. You will simply know that your desires are already fulfilled, and that knowing will make it all manifest in your reality. When you commit to the assumption of your desire, you're stepping into a world where nothing is left to chance. It's not about hoping for things to change. It's about knowing they already have. The moment you solidify your belief that what you desire is yours, you activate the law of assumption. This isn't a one-time effort. It's about sustaining that belief day in and day out, no matter what the world presents to you. Many fall short because they give up too soon. The trick is not waiting for external circumstances to line up before you believe it's happening. It's maintaining that belief even when the evidence seems distant. The moment you stop looking outside for signs is when you've truly stepped into the state of assumption. You no longer need to check your bank account, wait for a phone call, or check your inbox for a sign. Your inner world is now the proof you need. But here's the thing, consistency is crucial. It's easy to slip back into doubt, especially when you're used to measuring your progress by the outer world. The key is to remain steadfast. Every time doubt creeps in, remind yourself of the power in your assumption. Know that you're not waiting for the universe to catch up with you. It's already aligned with your new reality. You're simply aligning your mindset to match the reality that already exists for you. Confidence in your assumption is what fuels this process. It's the quiet, unshakable knowing that your desire has already been fulfilled. This confidence doesn't come from the world around you. It comes from within. When you truly assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you can move through your day with peace, no longer needing to prove anything to anyone, not even yourself. You walk with the certainty that your inner world is shaping the outer one. The more you practice this, the more effortless it becomes. It's like building muscle. The more you affirm your assumption, the stronger your belief becomes, until you don't even have to think about it. The world around you will begin to shift to match your inner state, and you'll find opportunities opening up that you didn't even know existed. You'll see things come into your life in ways that feel almost effortless because your inner confidence is now driving the external manifestation. So, remember, the power lies in the consistent assumption of your desire. Your inner confidence is the energy that pulls your dream into reality. Stay with it, trust it, and watch as your world bends to meet the truth you've already assumed. It's law.